Hello, dear friends. I am Dr. K.D. Modi. I am practicing endocrinologist in Hyderabad for last 25 years. And it's my pleasure to share my views. And this is, we all know that this is a festival seasons, and in India, all the festivals, all throughout India, north, east, west, everywhere, festivals are celebrated with great spirit. And this is the time of Dasira, Deepavali, Onam, and so many other festivals. And all people enjoy festivals mainly with sweets. So for diabetic patient, always it's a query that can be consumed sweets or not. See, if you go scientifically by FDA recommendation, ADA recommendation, and Indian guidelines, then for every diabetic patient, 5% of their caloric intake can be in form of pure sugar. That means out of your total food intake, 5% intake can be in form of sugar. But generally diabetes doctor don't advise. Why? Because this boundary between 5% and more than 5% is very narrow. Once you try 5%, when it will become 30-40%, nobody knows. And sweets and all food item, it gives lot of calorie. I will give one example. One small piece of burfi, if you consume, it will give you roughly 180-200 calorie. And this 200 calorie, by exercise, if you want to burn this calorie, you have to walk 5 kilometers. And if you are on treadmill, then you have to walk at least for 20 to 30 minutes to burn 200 calorie, even more than that. So that's why all these sweet items are very rich source of calorie, and sugar spikes comes, and that is not good for a diabetic patient. And that's why we always advise, try to avoid sweets. In India, too much of carbohydrate intake is there. See, in your food, mainly three components are there: carbohydrate, fat, and protein. If carbohydrate is too much, then your sugar will fluctuate too much. Sugar spike will come very fast, and it will fall down very fast. So you get extremes of high sugar followed by low sugar. And this causes a lot of damage, and this is one reason for very high cardiovascular disease in Indian diabetic patient. So, and overall, on an average in India, carbohydrate intake is 70 to 75%, and we nowadays trend is to cut down carbohydrate. We want to restrict it to less than 55%. So we should try to restrict carbohydrate. You cannot avoid carbohydrate. Why? Because that is major source of energy. See, calorie you can get only from three things. One is a carbohydrate, second is fat, and third is protein. But protein you can take limited, 1 gram per kg. So that is a 50 to 60 gram. Not more than that. If you try to take more than that protein, then your stomach, your intestine, GI system will not permit. You get indigestion, you get diarrhea. So protein, high protein intake is very difficult. And if you cut down carbohydrate totally, then automatically fat intake will increase to maintain your caloric requirement. So it is advisable to restrict carbohydrate intake to 45 to 50%, and in that complex carbohydrates are very good. So complex carbohydrate means starch like food. In our food item, there are many food items with high glycemic index. High glycemic index means if you take that food item, your sugar will spike. Like idli glycemic index is very high. Similarly, rice glycemic index is very high. So there was a time in 1980s where people used to follow this glycemic index theory very much, and everybody used to segregate that high glycemic food, low glycemic food. But now people found that once you mix up the food item, then this glycemic index impact doesn't come. So whatever food you take, you should take everything together. Like in a lunch, we have some fat, we have some protein, we have some carbohydrate, we have and even fruits also. If you take lunch time followed by lunch, then overall impact of high glycemic index, it comes down. So we should moderate carbohydrate, and second thing comes fat. Overall fat intake in western country is more, and in India it is less. Like in India it is around 30 to 35%. But problem is that we all take bad fat. Bad fat means high quantity of trans fat, high quantity of saturated fat, high quantity of omega-6 fat. So we must know what is this trans fat, what is this saturated fat. Trans fat means whenever oil you use repeatedly for frying purpose, then trans fat increases, and trans fat is the main culprit to cause high cardiovascular disease or coronary artery disease. So to reduce trans fat, you should not use oil frequently for frying purpose. Repeatedly if you use, then trans fat will increase. Second thing is, there are some food items where good fat content is more, like omega-3 fat. So like in sunflower oil, omega-3 fat is more. So that's why people say that sunflower oil is good. But sunflower oil has this component very good. But if you say one more classification of fat is that saturated fat, unsaturated fat, monosaturated fat. So these monosaturated fats are less in sunflower oil. Polyunsaturated fatties are more. Saturated fat means whichever oil it becomes solid at room temperature or at cool temperature, then it is saturated, like ghee and other food item, coconut oil, they become solid at a cool temperature. So this type of saturated fat we should avoid. And many people they ask that which oil is better, whether groundnut oil or sunflower oil. So in sunflower oil, polyunsaturated fatty acids are good, omega-3 fatty acids are good, but monounsaturated fatty acid is less. While monounsaturated fatty acid is more in olive oil, it is more in groundnut oil. And olive oil in India, it is difficult like pure olive oil to get. And olive oil, once you use for cooking purpose, then monounsaturated fatty acid will go away. So best usage of olive oil is you just sprinkle it on vegetables, like in western country they do. They take a plate of salad and over it they will sprinkle this olive oil. So in that way olive oil is not used in India. So you can, what we generally advise, you take alternate, like 1 month you use sunflower oil, 1 month you use groundnut oil, like that. So you can change it like that. And protein already I said. And many diabetic patients, this is that absolutely sweets should be avoided. So sweets are not like unlimited food. In recommendation, it is not like that unlimited you can take. Even if you take, it should be very small piece. Try to restrict it. and whenever you take, better you take with other food, so that impact of glycemic index will not come. And many times you can prepare sweet dish with other fiber content like fruit salad. So in that you add watermelon and other fruits like apple and all. So overall, because of fiber, that impact of sweet will come down. And many patients, they are artificial sweetener can be used. Yes, you can use it. In artificial sweetener, it is said that sucralose is better than aspartame, and aspartame is better than saccharin. So sucralose means you get a sugar-free natura, relish, like that powder. So in a moderate quantity you can use it. You can make sweets with artificial sweetener also. And whatever doubtful data, what they say that cancer risk and all, they are animal data. It is not proved in human being. And fruits, can you take all the fruits? Some fruits are very sweet, like banana and custard apple and chiku. So these sweet fruits, if you can restrict or avoid, it is better. Other fruits like apple, guava, orange, you can take in moderate quantity, one fruit morning, one fruit evening, like that. Fruit juice you should try to avoid. Why? Because fruits we take mainly for fiber purpose, while when you make juice you totally lose fibers. So that's why juices are not good. And other thing is, fruits contain both glucose and the glucose is there, and other glucose content is there, like sucrose and other thing. So glucose, if when you make juice, you cannot make it from one fruit. Minimum you need to have 3 or 4 fruits, and with that glucose concentration will increase, and that's why juices are not good. If you want to enjoy juice, then better you take vegetable juice like carrot juice, tomato juice, lemon juice, beetroot juice. Try to avoid fruit juice. And all these vegetable juice also without sugar. And our habit is, like in India, when we take food, lunch or dinner, we take a very big portion. So for diabetic patients, especially for type 1 diabetes and those who are on insulin, if you take one very big meal and then for 7-8 hours you don't take anything, then what happens that after a big meal, very big spike will come, and then when you don't eat for more than 4 hours, your sugar will come down. So that is called glycemic variability. Very high sugar followed by low sugar. So this you can avoid if you take frequent small food. Like don't take a full meal, you take moderate quantity, and after 4-5 hours again you take something. So that is very good. And non-veg food, people say that can we take non-veg food? So generally we fry non-veg food too much. So deeply fried non-veg food, your cholesterol will increase very much. So better not to fry too much, and better to prefer white meat rather than red meat. Fish is better than chicken, chicken is better than mutton. It is like that. So non-veg food also you can consume, egg also you can consume, and bakery item like pastry, cake, curry puffs, all these are dense, calorie rich junk food. So better you restrict. Pastry, cake, that will give lot of calories, sugar spike will increase. And nuts, people also ask that whether dry fruits can we take or not. So yes, you can consume nuts, all in moderate quantity, all badam, pista, but nuts like groundnuts you try to avoid. Why? Because it will give a very high caloric intake. So your sugar on long run for longer time it will give a higher peak. So in nuts also dry fruits you can consume. And as diabetic patient now, main principle of food intake is maintaining timing. So if you follow two big principles, avoid pure sugar and maintain timing, then it is best. So maintaining timing means if your lunch time is 12:30 to 1:30, try to finish it in that period. 1 to 2 means 1 to 2. Like one day you take lunch at 1:30 and next day you take at 4:30. That is very very bad. Why? Because your medicine, they don't know that you have changed your pattern. So sugar will fluctuate. Either it will go down drastically or it will increase once you take a full meal at a later time. So better to maintain timing. Better not to take heavy food at night. Like many patients, they have habit of taking dinner at night 11, 12, and immediately after taking dinner they will sleep. So that is not good. You should give your GI tract some time. So after try to finish your dinner before 9 if your sleeping time is 11. And disciplined life is very very rewarding for diabetic patient. If you keep working till late night up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then you morning you get up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, so that is not good. Overall disciplined life pays you a lot for diabetes management. And one more thing is, you all must know about sick day rules. Sick day rules means when you become sick, what you should do. So we advise patient to follow three things. One is whenever you are sick, there are chances that you will go in dehydration. So better you take plenty of fluid. During illness, you should consume more water. Second thing is frequency of monitoring you should increase during illness. So when you have fever, vomiting, if you are checking your sugar once in a week, try to check in a day 2 to 3 times when you are sick. Because during illness, sugar can go very high, sugar can go very low. You cannot predict. Suppose if you have too much of vomiting, your sugar will fall down. So if you are checking frequently, it will give you a direction that your sugar is going down. So better you restrict your insulin, reduce your insulin dosage. And if your sugar is going high, proportionately you can increase it. So second most important point of sick day rule is monitoring frequency should increase. And third important point is food intake. Generally when we have fever, vomiting, we don't feel like taking food. So we try to avoid it. And unknowingly we continue our medicine. So if you don't take food and continue your medicine, that is very very dangerous. You will end up with very severe hypoglycemia or low sugar. So what we advise is that during illness you can be little liberal in food intake. Means during illness you can take fruit juice, you can take coconut water, you can take rice and curd both. So light food intake is more important. Again when you recover, you come for strict control. But during illness you can be little liberal in your food intake, because intake is more important than not taking anything. So these are three basic principles of sick day rules. First is take plenty of water. Second is check your blood sugar frequently. And third is you can be little liberal in your food intake. Many patients they ask whether can we take rice or we have to take roti only. Generally in India, especially in southern India, people take rice, plenty of rice. Main food is rice. So when staple food is rice, we don't advise to cut down it totally. Actually, biochemistry wise, if you see, then rice and wheat, Both are similar carbohydrate content, similar protein content. Only thing is rice has little less fibers. So if you consume rice, then you get less fibers, and digestion wise it is very fast. What we advise all patients is that you take 50-50% rice and wheat. Some people, what they do, that lunchtime they take rice and evening time they take only roti. Or some people, what they do, that lunchtime they will take 2-3 fulkas followed by some rice, and dinner time also 2-3 fulkas of chapati, wheat, and then rice. So in whatever way, what we advise is you take 50-50% rice and wheat both. Whether you should consume this cold drinks, soft drinks or not. Soft drinks, they give you empty calorie. Empty calorie means lot of calorie is there in, like one bottle of Coca-Cola. It gives you lot of calorie, but this Coca-Cola, it will not stay in your stomach. Immediately it will pass off. See, whatever food you consume, if it stays in stomach, then you get satiety signal from brain that now it is all right, now it is all right, now you don't take further. So like that, these are called satiety signal, and they come from brain. So if food stays in stomach, you get more satiety signal. But if food doesn't stay, like a Coke and all soft drink, immediately they will pass off from stomach to intestine. So you always feel hungry. You get hunger signal rather than satiety signal. So that's why this soft drink we always tell that try to restrict. So soft drink you must restrict. And idli, upma, roti, bread, all this you can consume in breakfast. But try to avoid cream biscuit, because cream biscuit will give you spike. And as I said, rice and wheat both 50-50%. And in fruits, you try to restrict sweet fruits like banana and custard apple, chiku. But other fruits, 1 or 2 fruits, like one morning 1 apple, evening 1 orange, or morning 1 jam. And if you take watermelon, then 2 pieces, or pineapple 2-3 pieces, that is fine. Try to avoid fruit juice. And one more good habit for diabetic patient, especially for middle-aged people, those who have associated heart disease or hypertension, for good fiber intake. In India, miserably fiber intake is very poor. So what I suggest is that lunchtime you take one full plate with 2 tomatoes, half kheera, half carrot, half mulli, 1 spring onion, half capsicum. So if you take raw vegetable, you get good fiber content. As such, fiber content and other mineral content has already come down in Indian food. So if you don't take at all, then your diet will be very poor in fibers. As I said, you can consume vegetable juice. And potatoes you should consume or not. Potato you can take with other vegetables like potato bangan, potato bhindi. Only fried potato is not good for your heart. It is not good even for sugar. And all these calorie rich food, samosa, cutlets, burger, pizza, we should try to restrict. And once in a month it is all right, but frequently you should not take. Butter, cheese, paneer, ice cream, that you should avoid. But you can consume curd, buttermilk, milk, that is no problem. Even diabetic patient also can take. And alcohol, like whether alcohol you can consume or not. Generally, no doctor will advise to consume alcohol. Why? Because alcohol has many side effects. Like those who take alcohol regularly, more than 3 packs per day, they have imminent risk of liver disease. Chronic liver disease, commonest cause is alcohol. And if you take too much of alcohol, then there is risk of chronic pancreatitis. Alcohol also causes refractory or resistant hypertension. Your blood pressure will not come down with 2 drugs, 3 drugs like that. So nobody, no wise clinician will advise to consume alcohol. If somebody is consuming, then strictly you should restrict to 2 or less than 2 packs per day. That is less than 60 ml. And non-veg food already I have discussed. Bakery item also I have discussed that you try to restrict butter, cheese, paneer, and you try to restrict pastry, cake, curry, puffs. And for middle-aged and elderly people, especially middle-aged lady, calcium intake is also very very important. More than 60% of Indian ladies, they land up with osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is also a very big problem in India, and especially it gets aggravated after menopause, that is after 45 to 50 years. So ladies should take sufficient calcium, and children should take sufficient milk and milk product to prevent future osteoporosis. And even if you go in party, don't consume ice cream too much. Once in a while, very small portion if you consume, it is alright. Some patients, what they do, they take ice cream and they take one extra tablet. That is not correct. Or some extra dosage of insulin, that also we don't advise. So better to avoid ice cream and all. And ultimately my message is that diabetes is such a disease. To begin with, it is a simple disease, but on long run, when duration increases, then all the complications starts. So better you respect your diabetes. If you respect your diabetes, diabetes will respect you. If you neglect your diabetes, diabetes will neglect you. Thank you very much.